Maintenance Man here, and today we're talking about boom arms. If you do any set lighting, or even boring talking head interviews, at some point you'll need to extend the light further than you can with a standard grip arm. So do you need to go out and buy an expensive boom arm like this Manfrotto kit for over $900? Or will this $80 boom arm be versatile enough? Maybe a $60 4.5-inch grip head with a cheap pipe might be a better option. Let's go over a bunch of different ways of extending your lights up, and away from your stands. Being able to get light sources higher or away from your main stand can be challenging, especially when on location. So today I want to show some options from a few dollars to a few $100s. Let's dig right in and see how many different ways we can extend our lights up and out from our main stand. Of course, light stands vary from lightweight $10 stands to $100 C stands to $500 rollers and even up to $7,000 crank-evators. Depending on how far out from the stand you need to be will determine how heavy a stand you'll actually need. Don't expect a 20-foot reach on a basic C stand. That would not be safe. Likewise, an 8-foot reach on a cheap $10 light stand would just be an accident waiting to happen. So be sensible with your choice of which stands to use and when. With that out of the way, let's get right into it and compare the boom options. So the most common way to extend out from a stand is with a grip arm. And here we have a grip arm, a grip head, a light, some sandbags, basic setup. The problem is, this is about as long as a grip arm as you can get. So you're limited in how far you can go. But this is just a 5/8 inch rod. So what we do is we get 6061 T6 aluminum, 5/8 diameter, and we can get it 10, 12, 15 feet. It's going to be a little long, but if we're talking about 6 or 8 feet, so we can just put a super clamp over here that we can hang some counterweights on, and that gives us really as far as we want to go. We don't have to go to B&H, we don't have to go and buy a grip arm. All you need is 5/8 aluminum rod, and your lights will fit right on the end. The grip arm does have an indentation and a knurled area to hold it a little bit better. You could certainly do that on a rod, but it's not necessary. It'll fit on there just the same. And now we have a much longer grip arm. Again, we can put some weight on this side if we want to counterbalance it. But that gives us a much longer extension. And this is about $2 or $3 a foot. So a 10-foot piece is going to cost you about $30. It'd probably cost you more for a grip arm. So 5/8 inch aluminum rod, 6061 T6. And if you have a lightweight light, that's a great option. Here's a boom arm that I purchased from Amazon. It was $80, $79 and change. And one of the things I liked about this is it does have the combo stand. So it's got a junior pin opening there and a baby pin if you want to bring out a baby pin. It's pretty long. It said it was 8 feet, but I'm going to say that it's longer than 8 feet. It's definitely longer than 8 feet. And that will fit directly on a C stand. Make sure you're using sandbags on your counterweight and on your stand to prevent it from tipping over, because that is a long reach. And again, we can put our light right on that baby pin, or if you have something bigger, or if you want to put an extender out here, you could even go further. So you could put a junior pin extender and go out several more feet. I'm not super excited about this. It had some options that I liked, The metal looks a little bit cheap. There is an impact version, impact boom arm that's a little bit nicer, but it's a little bit shorter. This is a pretty long boom arm, works on a C-stand, and if you take this out, this will fit into a junior pen receiver. So it can go onto, so if I want heavier solution, got an RE stand, RE combo stand, which has a baby pin and a junior receiver. I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and you'll see that this fits right into that. So this gives me a much heavier duty option than the C-stand. This stand for $80 on Amazon, it works pretty much like a C-stand. It's got springs in it, so it won't come down fast. You can extend it, lengthen it. You can use it on a C-stand, you can use it on a combo stand, junior pen stand, and it gives you a nice reach. It folds up nicely. Take your counterweight off. And that's something you can carry with your C-stands, and it gives you about 8 to 10 feet of reach, which is not too bad. The metal, I don't know if this is aluminum or some kind of pot metal. It is definitely coated with something, and if it was aluminum, I don't know why you would coat it. So it may be some cheap metal. We'll find out when we start using it. It's a little bit heavy, which makes me think it's kind of a cheap pot metal rather than aluminum. So what does this look like? This looks like a C-stand. Can't we just use a C-stand? Yeah, yep, absolutely. You can use a C-stand for a boom. So we go back over to our C-stand, and I put a grip head. And then here's another C-stand with a clamp. And this is a Matthews clamp for a scrim. It's a universal clamp, and I just put it around the body of it. Put it into here. And we need some kind of a weight on the end as a counterbalance. So this is just a Mayfer super clamp. I'm going to put on here. And then I just have a little hook on it that we can put a sandbag on as a counterbalance, and then extend your C-stand out. Now, the nice thing about using the C-stand, it is a little heavy, but this thing goes like 12 feet. So if you're 2 feet back here, we can reach out 10 feet with our light. You're gonna have to balance it, but if you already have the C-stands, get one of these clamps or some type of a clamp that you can hook into your grip head, and you've got a boom. Can I use other things? Yes. You can use a piece of speed rail. Speed rail is not adjustable, so the C-stand is great. We did a video about these Pro-Aim. It's Snap Rig, one of their brands, and this is an ear for setting up a scrim with a 1-inch pipe or a 1-inch square. We can also use that. Put that into our grip head, tighten it up, and then we use a lot of aluminum pipe. You can get it in steel. Now, right now, I have too much weight on this end. So this is a little hook for speed rail. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here and tighten it up for about $3-4. And that gives us a hook now that we can balance it out with some sandbags. So now I can put something on this end. So this is a pipe. Problem is you can't cut it down, it's not extendable, but you can get a pretty good distance. I would say 8 to 10 feet, which would be the same as the boom, depending on what kind of pipe you have, how much counterbalance you have, and what you're doing. But again, here's a $25 clamp, a $30 piece of pipe that we can also use for a scrim. So if you have this is for a 10 by 10 scrim that we have, and I can use one piece of that and use that, put a light up here, and we're good to go. It is great to be able to use things you already have, because we already have these ears for our scrim, and we're only using one piece of it, and all we had to add was this little $3 hook to put our counterweight on. As we get into bigger and heavier and get away from the C-stand, we're gonna need something like a combo stand, which can handle a lot more weight, plus it goes higher. Next thing we're gonna do is set up a Menace arm. And a Menace arm is longer. We could probably get 15, 20 feet out of a Menace arm. We're gonna set up a 10-foot Menace arm. I'm gonna show you how that works. So we're gonna use a 4.5-inch grip head. We need something really sturdy. This is a Matthews Menace arm. It comes with 3 pieces. It comes with a center piece, an end piece, and the lighting end piece. So 2 ends, and then we use standard speed rail. This is for 1.25-inch speed rail. So we're gonna start by putting this into our grip head and then slide it in one direction, tighten it up. Then, grab a 10-foot piece of speed rail as we, a little big for our studio. And you'll start to see where we're going. Let me get rid of this. So the Menace arm can be adjusted up and down this way by adjusting it in your head. Stay level for now. I'm going to put the ends on. These are just put on by an Allen wrench. This goes on here. And then on the other end, it has baby pins to attach your lights. Then, in order to not have this bend and fall apart, we use ratchet straps. So we'll move this way over here. And then we have to tighten it up where we decide we want it. So we can tighten these up onto our speed rail. There's a reason they call this a Menace arm. I don't know how safe it is. I'm not particularly excited about it, but it does give you a long reach. So we can use that to take any flex out of it, and we'll put another one in the back. Tighten those up, and we can put another one through the back here, another piece of speed rail, which will give us something to hang our weights on. Hang our counterweights on for now. I'm just gonna do that. And you definitely wanna balance it because this is not gonna hold a lot of weight. Looks a little bit like a tow truck boom or a crane boom. It's pretty strong, and if you wanna get lights up where this is going 10 or 12 feet high, and then we can adjust this to go up, you see you can get a huge reach up and out. Speed rail is about $5 a foot, 10-foot piece, $50, 2 straps, $200 for that, and let's say $75 all in on the grip head. That's a Menace arm. So this is a microphone boom arm. It looks like the Amazon boom arm, but it's for a microphone, so we can adjust it. It has an adjustable counterweight on the back. Obviously, you could balance it out. It's only made for a microphone. It's about $125, and there's different brands. This looks like this is a Lynx Pro. There's Pile and other brands. Typically, we would put a microphone on the end of it. It is adjustable up and down. Has a little safety pin in it. So we can go pretty high with it, and I don't think it pulls out. Has a little pin to keep it from going down. It is steel, it is heavy. This thing weighs a pretty good amount of weight, and it's not super sturdy. It is going to be flexible, but that gives you maybe 7 feet. It's usually used by bands and stage performances to put a microphone on, but you can just as easily put a light. It just is a little bit heavy and bulky for most video applications. Always an option, and if you have one, it's an option on your set. It does fold down, collapses so that you put it away in a corner. But again, it's considerably heavier than a C-stand or even a combo stand. This is a Manfrotto Bogen boom arm. Typically for photography, same idea. So we can adjust it just like the boom arm, rotate it, and it can be moved in here for different lengths. It is not telescoping, so you can't change the length of it. The only way you can change the length is by moving it back and forth. So it works on a junior pin socket. This is basically just a combo stand. It does come with it, but you could use a regular combo stand, put it in there. It has 2 cranks on the end, and this is the cool part, because I can crank these and adjust my light. So let's put a light on the other end so you can see it more clearly. Here's our little $20 sun pack light, and you'll see when I crank, it has 2 cranks. One will move it up and down, and one will move it back and forth. Might actually go 360 degrees. So that rotates 360 degrees. So if you're doing photography, if you're doing videography, and you want to be able to adjust your light, instead of going up on a ladder, especially if you have this high up, instead of going up on a ladder to try to adjust the light, you can do it from the back. But these will set you back $900 to $1,000. It's a little severe price-wise. If you can get them used, get them used. Again, you can't change the length of it other than moving it back and forth. It's great for a photo studio, great for a studio indoors on location. It's difficult to transport. Maybe not the best option for booming. A lot of people are more concerned with looking professional than, well, pretty much anything else. They don't want to look cheap, but at the same time, they don't have any money to spend. In that case, this $80 Amazon special is the cheapest, most sensible option. It's extendable, so it's easy to transport, fits on a standard baby pin or even a larger junior pin socket. It's small enough for a C-stand, which gives you a smaller base footprint than the larger combo or roller stands, but it also fits the larger stands. Of course, you can choose from many different brand sizes and prices. Impact has a similar boom arm for $120, but it only has a baby pin mount and receiver. Plus, it's only 86 inches long. Matthews has a mini boom for $225, but it only fits on a baby pin, and it's a full foot shorter. Matthews does have a junior pin boom, which extends up to 10 feet long, but it'll set you back $700. Of course, here in our studio, we have all these options available all the time. But on location, we need to be sensible, and we can't bring everything with us. Hopefully this video gives you some ideas about what you might need and what might fit your budget and production needs.